What's up, Amasian people? Welcome to Team Amasian's review of the movie Trainwreck, starring Amy Schumer, Bill Hader, and a few others. My name is Campea, one half of Team Amasian, and joining me to my left is the beautiful Kaori Takee.
The other half.
Yay!
Yeah.
And so we are here to spoil the crap out of Trainwreck. We want to give you our positives, our negatives, and our overall thoughts on the film. Trainwreck is out in theaters now, so if you haven't had a chance to see it, definitely, bookmark this review, come back to it after you've seen it, or if you just love spoilers, then feel free to chat with us right now. So, Kaori, let's start with you on your positives for Trainwreck.
Positives. I wasn't a huge Amy Schumer fan. I watched her on Last Comic Standing, and I was kind of surprised that she made it this far. So I was really skeptical about, her getting on blast in Hollywood, but she really surprised me, and I thought she did a really, really good job as an actress, much better than a lot of actresses that are really famous nowadays. Mm-hmm. Just out of the gates of being a comedian first and then doing this movie, I thought she did a phenomenal job. I did not expect that. She blew me away. I thought the story it's cute. It was not too much, not too little, just perfect for that kind of rom-com kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I really enjoyed it. The characters were all good, and Tilda Swinton and also Bill Hader. They were just great casting choices, and I laughed a lot, a crap ton, and I'm not trying to take away all your positives.
No, I'm sure in conversation more will come up too.
Okay, I loved John Cena in it.
Yes.
I can't help it. I thought he was just so funny, and I thought for what it's worth, I'm like, why can't you talk like that when you're doing promos on Raw, but you can talk like this in this movie? Like he's so it's so funny that he's like this super strong guy, and he's like the sensitive Sally, and it just worked so well. I actually liked his performance better than LeBron James.
Okay.
But we'll go negatives. But
yeah. I thought, I will never, ever look at John Cena the same way ever again for many reasons. I mean, he is almost nude in this movie, which I was like, whoa, okay, so that's what Nikki Bella's with every
I know,
time.
I thought
that's
that
cool.
Too. Didn't you think, like, why is it hooked upwards? Like,
yeah.
Okay, I thought that too. I'm like,
thank you.
I hope that's fake.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but and okay, this is like too much detail as far as what I noticed on John Cena, but you can tell he was in the tanning bed because, when you go tanning, there's a certain part of your back that doesn't tan because you don't lay flat. And so I noticed that he has a little area right above his crack that's not tan.
I didn't notice
so
that.
he'd been in the tanning bed. But you're right. I totally agree with you. I think John Cena was hilarious. I did not expect that. Actually, for whatever reason, didn't even know he was in the film. Maybe I missed him in the trailer, but I thought he was hilarious. I liked the way they set up his character, and I like that line that he delivers about like them, being together in the future and starting like a CrossFit family. Like he was just funny. He delivered the lines very well for him. I think this has to be his first comedy, right? Or
I think so. Yeah,
I would imagine so. But going back to Amy Schumer, she was hilarious.
Yeah.
The biggest positive for me, and tell me if you agree or not, is that Amy Schumer was able to portray women in the way that we actually conversate with each other. At least I feel like closer to what women actually talk about, because a lot of times, especially in these rom-coms, the women are usually really fragile and sensitive, and they're like, fawning over a guy, like, I miss him, blah, 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 and always the ones that are crying. This, to me, is more realistic in the sense that these are women having real conversations about, I just want to have sex with this guy, or I just, want to hit it and quit it, kind of like, this is the stuff I believe, at least, that women really do talk about.
You know what? That's a very good point, and I agree with you. It was a lot more of a conversational piece that we could all kind of relate to. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like Sex in the City, like when they have those kind of conversations. You're like,
right.
Yeah, we talk like that.
Yes, and I think for me, that's what connected for me. Mm-hmm. Not being familiar with Amy Schumer, but seeing how she had a big hand in obviously all the jokes and everything in the story, I thought that the dialogue really connected with me because it was more realistic. I absolutely loved Bill Hader's character. I thought he was so sweet.
He was cute.
And there was something really attractive about the way they wrote his character. And I think Bill Hader did a good job of portraying that kind of sexy nerd. I don't know how else to put it.
Sexy nerd.
Like, I don't know what it was about him. I think there was just something very direct about him, and you wouldn't have thought that about a character who is a surgeon who doesn't really date.
Yeah.
But there's a part in the movie where Amy's kind of trying to back away. I think it's after he performs that surgery, and he's just like, she's like, no, I'm good, and he's like, no, but do you like me? And she said, yeah. Okay, well then we're gonna date. And it was just very direct, very to the point. And I think that's what made that character so attractive.
Yeah, because girls, I mean, at least I can speak for myself. I prefer when a guy's direct and it's like, do you want to date? Do you want this? So we all know what's going to happen and what's not going to happen.
Exactly. No more games. Yeah. Like, do you like me? Yes. Okay, well then we're dating.
Yeah.
Like there's no other conversation there. So I really liked that about the character. I unlike you, liked LeBron in his role. I thought for LeBron being in a film, and I didn't expect him to be in the movie that long for that extensive of a role, but I thought he did a good job being the buddy.
See, I thought his character was good. I thought his acting sucked.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like everything was great, but his acting was a little like, so really, be good to my man, okay?
Granted, I mean, there's some sort of parody in the fact that LeBron is playing himself.
That's true.
And the version of the LeBron that they wrote was funny to me because we don't know how LeBron is in real life. He could actually really be a cheapskate.
That's true. That's funny.
And to think that might be the way he is in real life, just very thrifty and stuff, that made me laugh. So for comedy, for a rom-com, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Those are my positives. I'm sure there's more, but let's go to negatives. Okay, though. Negatives. Unless you have more.
No, positives. I mean, I was just gonna say I was actually really impressed with Amy Schumer's acting. I can't get over I just had low standards for her. Maybe.
Yeah.
Even when she cried, I'm like, holy crap! A lot of actresses can't even fake cry.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I thought that in my mind, but yeah, kudos Amy Schumer, and now I am a fan.
Oh, and let's not forget the hot sister. Well, I think she's hot.
Oh yeah, she was hot.
Yeah. And for her, typically being kind of the woman that's the lead character, I thought she did well as the sister.
I don't remember. She looks familiar, but what other movies has she been in?
She was in, and oh gosh, now I'm gonna draw a blank, but she was in 21 Jump Street.
Oh, she was?
Yeah. She was the one that Jonah Hill's character.
Man,
she's in the play, and they practice Peter Pan together. But I'm sure there's other things that she's been in. But I thought, for her to kind of take the secondary female role, I think they played well as sisters. I believed it.
I agree. It was everything all around was a great casting choice. And it was funny. It did the job.
So what's the bad? What's our negatives?
You start.
Okay. Do I have negatives? Oh, I know. Yay! I got you to dance.
I know. I was like, dancing to the negatives.
I think for the simple story, it does kind of fall flat, and right before the climax, like where she wins him back. I think it's obvious that they had to kind of create a story to tie up the love story. But I didn't really I think it just kind of got boring right before that scene for me.
Okay. Towards the end, it got boring for you.
Towards the end.
I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah.
So I think the third act falls flat. But when they hit that scene where she's, doing the whole routine with the cheerleaders, okay, cute, very romantic comedy-esque. That's the way you kind of put the bow on a romantic comedy. But just leading up to that kind of got slow to me.
Okay. I'm going to say that my biggest negative, I'm taking this movie as a comedy, so I'm enjoying that. I laughed a lot and I enjoyed all the, characters in it. But in terms of story, I felt there was too many things going on at the same time, and they were never tied up at the end except for the love story.
Right.
Like her sister being pregnant, her father dying, and then all of a sudden, she lost her job, and her best friend at the job takes her job. There's just all kinds of things, and it just never, reveals what's going to happen and all these. It's just weird.
Right.
It's like, and I don't know how some of them necessarily serve a purpose. It was just like, let's just plant this in so we can make something funny out of it.
Right.
So that was my biggest complaint.
No, that's a great point. That's
Yeah.
a really great point. And that might be part of the reasons why, for me, it falls flat in the end, is because, there are, like you said, there's some things that really don't build up to the love story. If they were all connected in some way,
Yeah.
I would get it. But you're right. I think some of them were just created for the comedic,
Right.
for the pun or whatever. What else? There's got to be.
I'm going to say LeBron James acting, but that's me being harsh. I mean, he came in there and did his best, and kudos to that. And I think that he came in as himself, and for what he did, it was good. It was just
Right.
like, if it was another guy pretending to be LeBron James, be like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
what did you think about the fight? The big fight between Amy's character and Bill Hader's character. Was there anything that you thought of that?
I did not like the fact that she became crazy lady. I understand she's under stress, but why do we always have to resort to a woman being crazy and breaking up with the guy? Like, in real life, most of the time the girl's like, you better stay here while we fix this.
Yeah.
It's not the other way around.
It's true.
So I'm like, and that's like a very big movie thing, is most of the time everything is going well until the woman's having a hard time or she's on her period and she goes crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And in this case, she has to kind of do the mending at the end, which is a little different than what we're used to as well. Yeah, I thought it was, to some extent it was realistic, but
You wouldn't break up with someone you love that much over.
yeah.
That's the thing that bothers me.
Yeah, I think they were rushed to like make that happen and then rushed to get them back together.
Yeah, that's the gripe I had, and how much they loved each other, but they gave up on each other after their first fight was kind of like, But again, it's a storyline thing. It's just mainly it's for comedy. It's not really for the content.
Yeah, and other instances, for example, when she makes the decision to pick up the call from her boss rather than be there for his award. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's consistent with the character, but for me personally, like, if I was in that situation, I would not have done that.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's neither positive or negative. It was just one of those things where, like, ooh, if I was in that situation, would I have done the same thing? Was that believable for a character? I'm not sure.
Right. Yeah, because you think like she's a strong character that doesn't give two shits about anything, and then all of a sudden she just went emo on him.
Yeah, it was just
kind of weird. It's
yes,
like, huh?
thank you.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't really know how to pinpoint it, but
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking.
Plot hole.
Yeah. Okay, so overall, Kaori, would you recommend people go see this movie in the theater?
Okay, I wouldn't necessarily say you gotta go see it in movies. If you want to catch it when it gets onto your TV screen, I think that's totally fine. I enjoyed it. It's one of the better comedies that came out this year. But yeah, I wouldn't say you gotta see it in theater. It's not one of those. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think if you're into rom-coms, it's definitely a watchable movie in the theater. I'm a rom-com person myself, so for that reason, I would recommend seeing it in the theater. Or if you're an Amy Schumer fan, if you're an SNL fan in general, because there are a lot of people from SNL in this movie. If you're a Judd Apatow fan,
Sports fan.
Yeah, a sports fan. There's a lot of things to like about the movie. I think I would recommend seeing it in the theater. I think it's worth the money to see it.
Okay.
I think the critic rating is a bit higher than I would give it
Me too.
versus the viewer rate or like average viewer rating, because they kind of put them side by side. I agree more with that rating than the critic rating, but for me I would see it in the theater.
What would you give it out of 5 stars?
Out of 5?
Yeah.
I would, and 5 being the best, I would give it a 4.
Whoa! I would have given it a 3.5. That's not
Yeah.
as high. Almost there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's just based on the amount of I laughed.
Yeah.
And because I already come in with a bias of I like rom-coms. So
Yeah, that's true. And I don't.
there you go. Yeah. So you guys, if you had seen Trainwreck in the theater, let us know. Let us know your thoughts, positives, negatives. If you're looking forward to seeing it, if you are a fan of Amy Schumer, because I'm curious, because I didn't know anything about her before this movie. So let us know in the comments. Give us your rating as well. whether you agree with me or Kaori, or if you have a different rating out of 5. So yeah, that will do it for our review of Trainwreck. Kaori, where can people follow you if they want to chat more?
Follow me at KAORIOUS. That's Kaorius. That's my tag for everywhere, anywhere in my life.
It's tattooed.
Unless someone stole it from me.
Somewhere on her body, I'm sure. You guys can follow me.
It's on body.
You can follow me at Campea. You can follow the both of us at Team Amasian on Instagram, Twitter, and also visit our website, teamamasian.com. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. If you're watching this, then you're on the right track to doing so. If you're not a subscriber, definitely click subscribe. And you can email us any of your questions or comments. If you don't want to share them in the comment section of this video, feel free to email us because we're constantly checking our Gmail too.
That's true.
So that will do it for this review. And until next time, you guys, we'll see you later.